Good morning. GR number 242696, November 11, 2020. People of the Philippines versus Saldi Bernardo E. Espirito. The court must decide whether the Court of Appeals erred in upholding the accused appellant's convictions for the offenses charged. Later in the evening, Dr. Andres Jr. received a call from a woman claiming to be his father guardian and demanding ransom money in exchange for his release. The female caller's voice was recognized by Dr. Andres Jr. as Galamay as frequent visitor of the Andres residence and with whom Dr. Andres Sr. had past interaction. Dr. Andres Jr. then informed the Philippine National Police about the situation and demanded that the ransom money be paid of the agreed upon day and location. Ruling, the components of kidnapping for ransom under Article 267 of the Revised Penal Code as modified are the accused's purpose to deprive the victim of her liberty, the victim's actual deprivation of liberty, and the accused's motive, which is to exact payment of the victim's release. The person kidnapped or killed during the confinement in a special complicated crime of kidnapping for ransom with homicide, regardless of whether the killing was planned or was an afterthought. As a result, the court sees no reason to overturn the court's findings in relation to the accused appellants and their co-accused commission of the special complex crime of kidnapping for ransom and with homicide, because no evidence was presented that the courts overlooked, misunderstood, or misapplied the surrounding facts and circumstances of the case. It's worth noting that the trial, whose findings were upheld by the Court of Appeals, was the best position to evaluate and judge reliability both sides' witnesses. Finally, Antonio should pay the heirs of Major Arcega the sums of 75,000 as civil indemnity, 75,000 as moral damage, and 75,000 as exemplary damages for the crime of murder, all with legal interest at the rate of 6% per annum from the date of penalty of the decision until fully paid, at with legal interest at the rate 6% per annum from the date of penalty of the decision until fully paid. Wherefore, the appeal is partly granted. The decision dated July 31, 2017, rendered by the Court of Appeals 05124, is hereby affirmed with the modification as follows. In criminal case 11555 accused appellants Saldi Bernardo Espirito, Monroy Flores Corpus, and Melay Andres Galamay are found guilty beyond reasonable doubt of kidnapping for homicide as defined as penalized under Article 267 as revised Penal Code, and are accordingly sentenced to each suffer the penalty of exclusion perpetua, eligibility for parole, and to jointly, severally, indefinitely the heirs of Dr. Helser Andres Sr. the amounts of 100,000 as civil indemnity, 100,000 as moral damage, 100,000 as exemplary damage, and 117,455 pesos as actual damages, all with legal interest at the rate of 6% per annum from the date of penalty of the decision until full payment. Of the other hand, in the case dismissed and hereby declared closed and terminated insofar as accused appellant Danny Cortez Doñeto is concerned by reason of his surviving death, and criminal case number 11555, accused Rogelio Antonio Abuela is found guilty beyond reasonable doubt of murder as defined and penalized under Article 248 of the Revised Penal Code, and accordingly sentenced to suffer penalty of reclusion perpetua and to pay first major Ignacio Arcega to amount 75,000 as civil indemnity, 75,000 as moral damage, 75,000 as exemplary damage, and 50,000 as template damage, all with legal interest and the rate of 6% per annum from the date of penalty of decision until full payment. On the other hand, accused appellant Saldi Bernardo Espirito, Monroy Flores Corpus, and Mela Andres Galamay, as well accused Jesus Time Cabeza, Gilbert Pakpakwa Derecho, Gilbert Ramirez Donicho, and Tomisa Cabeza Villegas, acquitted for insufficiency of evidence. Finally, the case is dismissed and hereby declared closed and terminated insofar as accused appellant Danny Cortez Doñeto is concerned by reason of his surviving death, so ordered.